Hello, it's Bud. Let's talk about changing a design, an MPC that already exists. It's making one countertop saver a trivet. And a member would like to make two at one time. How are we going to do that? I've answered it in step-by-step fashion on the forum, but I would much rather talk through things. So I'm going to make this video lesson as well. Let's start out by going to the MPC, which is called Hotpot-1. And I'm just going to take this down so it's the same size so we can see what's going on. First thing I want to do is I want to delete the mirrored items, which are these three top things here. So I'm going to hold down Control, click on all three of them, and delete them. And everything else on the front of the board, I'm just going to leave the way it is. I'm going to go to the back of the board, and I'm going to click on one of these lines so that I get the back side, and I'm going to get rid of those mirrored lines the same way. Click on Delete, and they're gone. Now I'm going to highlight these three lines. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to hide them. And all I'm doing is doing this so that I can keep my sanity, and we'll work with them again later. But right now I've got the back of the board empty because these three things are hidden. So now let's go back to the front, and we're going to concentrate on the front. So the first thing we're going to do is first off click on something, so I've got the carving list of the things that are on the front. I want to highlight everything. I could hold down Control and click on each one, or I can go to Edit and do a Select All, and they're all highlighted. I want to go to my layout, and I want to remove this horizontal centering. I don't want them locked to the center of the board for what I'm going to do next. So I've unlocked all of them. I also want to go to the cutout and I want to unhide the cutout so that I see the whole board. Okay. Now what I want to do is resize my board. So I right click on the board and do board setting, or I could go to Edit and go to board settings. It's 14 inches long, and if I remember right, this trivet's like 8 inches. I can go 24, but I think I can go 20, so I'm going to try 20. That's good enough. Okay. So now I'm going to go to Edit, Select All again, and I'm going to put my pointer someplace within all these selected items and just drag it to the right or left, whichever I feel. In my case, I'm going to go left. I want it a little bit more away from the center, so I've kind of got it centered within that left-hand quadrant. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to unhighlight these three gouge lines in here. So I'm going to hold down Control and just click on those three lines, so they're no longer highlighted. The only things that's highlighted are the cutout and the OG carve around there. And with those two things highlighted, I'm going to go to my layout list. I'm going to mirror, and I'm going to mirror them horizontal. And I have my box on either side. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight just the 3 lines. I'm going to lay out, and I'm going to mirror on all corners. Since all of these lines are in that upper left-hand quadrant, I'm going to do a mirror all, and they come all over. Now the last thing I need to do is go over here to my cutout application on the right hand side, and I may need to make sure that I apply the cutout. I mean, it looks like it was there to start with, but it's not truly there because you didn't see the line. I want to flip it so it's on the outside, and I'm not going to hide either one of these because I want to be able to see both of them, and accept it and click outside, and there I have the front done. So now the back should be a snap. So let's go to the rear, take this thing down, and my carving list hasn't changed yet. I can click all over this board trying to find those hidden lines that I had, but I can also come up here and click on an icon like the circle and just put a circle someplace, and as soon as I put that circle, then everything else that applies to the back appears on my carving list. So now I can highlight the circle and get rid of it, and my lines are there, and the yellow boxes tells me everything's hidden. So if I highlight all 3 of those things and then right click, I can unhide them, and now I can move them in mass to about where I want them. And I can't do a mirror because a mirror would just give me 3 on the other side. So what I'm going to do is a copy and a paste. And now I'm going to take this section and move them over here. And see if I can get them about equal spaced just by eye. Doesn't look too bad. We'll call it good enough for government work. So now if I go up here to edit and select all 6 of those lines are highlighted. So I go to layout, and I go to mirror horizontal, and there I have them on the other side. And that is how I can change this whole countertop saver from 1 trivet to 2. Remember, you have to resave your MPC. You can either click on the save and it's that way from then on, or you can go to File and you can save it as and rename it as a double trivet or whatever. But that is a quick and dirty lesson. It will probably take longer to download it than it does to review it. I hope that helps.